All right, cool. So today we're here with Michael Renau, and who do we have here?
This is Mrs. Smiley. Was Mr. Now it's Mrs. She is a Bell's Phase lace monitor from Australia.
What's the scientific name of these guys?
That is Varanus varius.
Good job. Giving you a little quiz at the same time.
Yeah.
So how big do these guys get? Tell me a little bit about them.
So they have a very long tail, as you can see. Good for whipping. Also for keeping balance when they're...
the face.
Yep. So these guys vary in size. Usually get about 5 to 6 feet. They are the second largest monitor species in Australia, right behind the Parenti. They're very, very intelligent, very active monitors.
They're also semi-arboreal, arboreal.
Yeah, semi-arboreal in the wild. I've seen these guys up in trees, eating birds and stuff.
So you've been to Australia and you've seen them in their natural habitat?
Not Bell's Phase, just
the regular.
normal. Yeah, normal.
And so the Bell's
lace
Phase
monitors
are a actual natural variant. You know, they're naturally occurring. It's not a morph or anything.
No, they're naturally occurring. Right now, this is a 6x2x2, and as you can see, she's already outgrown that.
For sure.
So next step would be to get her into something along the lines of like an 8x2x4, something like that. They do like to climb, so vertical height.
Important.
Yeah, is definitely important for these guys.
So what do you keep the temperatures at about in here? So you obviously have a cool side with the water bowl and the warm side with the basking spot.
Right. So basically, you want, exactly like Adam said, a hot spot and then a cooler spot. The hot spot should reach about 110 degrees directly under it. You can measure it with a you can measure that with a temp gun. Those are very useful tools when trying to figure out the heat gradient. And then the cooler end, obviously, you want temperatures at least a spot somewhere in the 75-degree range where they can go and cool off and
thermoregulate, go where they want to go.
Right, exactly. And you want a water dish large enough for the entire animal to be able to fit in.
What do you feed her here?
So
ADD reptiles.
This girl right here, she gets rodents twice a week, small rats, also mice as snacks, some rat pups. They'll also eat crickets. Obviously, at one point, they'll be too big to even bother with them.
Yeah.
Roaches are really great. Dubias, discoids, hissers. Also, I give her snacks, reptilinks. Check those guys out. Really nutritious food. They will eat anything and everything.
Oh, for sure. So there's been some I remember in the past, there's been people saying that, oh, lace monitors are the only monitor that have venom in their bite.
Right. Yeah.
Is there any truth to that? Is there anything that you can do with that? Or is that just a bunch of BS?
I am a little bit old school with my theories, and I always grew up with the notion that Komodo dragons actually... Oh, there she goes. That Komodo dragons are one of the more dangerous lizards because of the bacteria that they harbor in their mouth. Not necessarily venom, but bacteria. And, I mean, that being said, also, I've been doing this for quite some time, and in that time, I've been bit by pretty much every single, species of lizards. So, not these guys, though. She's never bit me, but even from imported, wormed up lizards, I've gotten really nasty bites from, and yeah, it got red and puffy, but it's not, I would not call it venom.
Yeah, so these guys don't have, venom glands, they're not rear fangs.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, there's nowhere for the venom gland. Yeah, exactly. Beaded lizard, you quite clearly see in their jowls the puffy underside where the venom glands are. Yeah, these guys.
And so, like he said, he has never been bitten. She kind of does this fake charge, kind of mock charge with her mouth.
Bump you with her nose.
But her mouth isn't open. She doesn't bite. Not saying that another lace monitor won't bite you.
And they have really, really nasty bites. I've seen pictures of people that have been bitten, and it does not look like a fun one.
No, it's like a croc monitor bite almost. It's like a land tiger shark. They got the serrated teeth, and they can pretty much shred you to pieces.
Nails as well.
Yeah, nails as well. So
good to keep those trimmed up because
trimmed.
They do have very long nails.
in their natural habitat.
So in their natural habitat, I mean, they cover such a huge
range.
Yeah, huge range in Australia that it's kind of hard to say for sure what kind of humidity, but you definitely don't want it to get too dry. Personally, I would keep something along the lines of 40-50%. You could do a light mist once a day. Just make sure that you let the soil dry up by the end of the day. You don't want damp soil because that's how you get fungal infections and stuff like that. So
again, just an awesome animal here. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. Thank you again to Michael Renau at ADD Reptiles. Make sure to check him down. Check him below in the description. All of his social medias and stuff. Again, this is Mrs. Smiley, formerly Mr. Smiley.
Yeah.
So do you have any breeding plans with these guys? Obviously, you only have one right now.
Well, they're not the cheapest lizard.
Yeah.
So right now she is strictly a pet, but yeah, breeding is in the future. There's a lot of great, or not a lot, but a few great breeders right now that are working on producing more of these in the U.S. They're still very, very uncommon, but should see more in the future.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Thanks.